and let us all do we can to build a better future.
So, finally, in this happy show,
Happy-go-lucky
show. The U.S. life expectancy has dropped sharply. It's the second consecutive decline. Americans born in 2021 can expect to live for just 76.1 years. 76. The lowest life expectancy has been since 1996. The biggest 2-year decline, 2.7 years in total. Part of it has been the recent global health crisis, but there's also been significant increases in people dying of overdoses and accidents. Native American and Alaska Native people have had the most significant drop in life expectancy since 2019, according to the article, going from 71.8 years to 65.2 years. This is the kind of loss, it also states here, for the National Center for Health Statistics. This is similar to the plunge seen for all Americans after the Spanish flu. And, what happened with the global health crisis, we can all have opinions on that, which I will forego on this show because you know why. But I would point out deaths by overdose, for example. Overdoses, those are often, as they call them, deaths of despair. It's what people OD when they've lost hope. And when they don't have anything left to use, most people are not violent. They're not going to turn on sheriff's deputies who come to evict them. What they will do, at least potentially, is take themselves out.
So, I never thought I'd live to see this day where our life expectancy is going down. Growing up as a kid, maybe, again, look, we were all bombarded with the propaganda from corporate media, from our schools and everywhere else, that we were number one, and that the days of people dying at, in their 70s, let's face it, or a little bit earlier than that, were long past us. I understand, look, life is difficult and, no one's guaranteed a full life, but life expectancy now in the United States has dropped. The richest country in the world, but not for the people. The money isn't there to help the people. There's no social safety net for the people. I guess we are all truly on our own. True rugged individualism, true rugged capitalism for the average person who, again, really can't make it because we all owe somebody something. And again, owning a home, owning an apartment, or renting an apartment, owning a car is now becoming further out of our reach. Going to school, especially higher education like college, is out of our reach. And I never thought it would get this bad. I knew things were bad. We've started this show since 2017. I knew that things were bad.
We just had no idea just how bad it was going to get, the path it was going to take. We predicted a lot of this stuff back then.
And really how much our politicians would abandon us. And that's why I want to tell people, look, you really want to know the lesson that we can learn from all of this? Don't vote Democrat and don't vote Republican. Don't vote Republican. Don't vote Democrat. So in case people want to twist it around and say, oh, kid said don't vote Democrat, or don't vote for either of the two parties. I think it's time we need to realize that we have all been effectively abandoned. We have money for war, money to bail out the banks, money to bail out Wall Street, but we don't have money for the people.
Unless we want to put them in prison.
Unless we want to put them in prison. And by the way, someone actually wrote in the chat too, $249 a day is like $30 an hour for $30 in an 8-hour workday. Wow.
And you're going to scrape it from former inmates.
Former inmates. I hate to make this prediction because I'm probably wrong on this one, but consider it to be a warning if things don't change. But someday, the music is going to stop for America when we can no longer, or at least our establishment can no longer just print money out the butt. Mm-hmm. And, I know, totally crude to say it in that manner, but hear me out. Our government is constantly printing out money, doing all this, sending money to Ukraine, money to other conflicts overseas. And someday that's going to stop. I don't know what it will be to end at. And the thing is, our government is going to be held responsible, and it should be held responsible by the people, because then we are effectively no longer able to really take care of anything in this country. And that what leads to a downfall of a nation. Look, try and find the Romans. Where are they at? They're nowhere to be found because they again destroyed their economy due to reckless imperialism and unnecessary wars. And America is doing a click, copy, paste for what the Romans are doing.
Another story came out today. It wasn't in time for me to get into the show, but I'll point this out. According to CNN, math and reading scores for 9-year-olds in the U.S. fell between 2020 and 2022 by a level not seen in decades. Reading scores, the average scores in 2022 declined 5 points in reading and 7 points in math. This is the largest decline in reading since 1990 and the first ever decline in math. This is what I was also predicting. I've been talking about learning loss this whole time. I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to see 9-year-old dropouts. We were going to see, it was going to be, as I said, bill that's coming due in 10 years, probably more like 8 years now, when you're going to have a bunch of young people entering adulthood, entering the workforce without basic skills. And we want to talk about the decline, the music stopping. Absolutely. You've got a population that is sick, that is in debt, that is drug addicted, that is mentally ill, and that does not have basic academic skills or has severely delayed academic skills. That's going to end the music. It's going to end the music for all of us. And yes, it does mean lower life expectancy. The one thing that we have, the one great gift that we all have, being alive, and that's going to end for us too. Yeah. Well, all right, Kit.
Well, we promised you a fun show, didn't we? That's what happens. But again, I just want to acknowledge people because people are saying they weren't notified due to them being subscribed to us here on YouTube. Folks, unfortunately, again, I wish I could do something to really, change that. Unfortunately, it is out of my power. There's nothing I, Daniel, FaZe, or anyone else here at the studio can really do to really make sure YouTube notifies any of you when we're live. If there's going to be, again, a delay or the show will be canceled due to technical reasons, we will notify you in our YouTube community and on our Twitter page. So if it doesn't look like we're going live, check us out on Twitter, check out our YouTube community page, and we will tell you what's happening. So that's a way you can get the notification of when we go live. But it's always 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube, Odyssey, Rockfin, Rumble, and Twitch. Please double check you're still subscribed to us. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And just do that for all of your content creators.
Subscribe to us on Twitter. The notification always goes out on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Subscribe to me. Also in the show notes down there, subscribe to my Substack, and you'll get something that afternoon. To remind you, we're doing everything we can to make sure those notifications are coming out to you, but we cannot control the platforms. Yep.